Hey third graders, in this video we're going to review two strategies we know that can help us add three-digit numbers together with regrouping, and at the end we're going to learn one new strategy that can help us when we are adding. So for today's video, our learning target is I can add three-digit numbers with regrouping. Let's start by reviewing some things we know. We know addition means that you're putting things together. For example, if I'm shopping at the store for some snacks and I want to buy cookies, a box of cookies that is $3 and a Gatorade that is $2, how much money do I need? Well, I'm imagining myself going grocery shopping, and in my cart I put a box of cookies that are $3. And then I add to my cart a Gatorade that is $2. I know that 3 plus 2 equals 5. So to get both of those items, I need $5. We also know that we can rewrite numbers in different ways without changing their value. So I can write 562 as 500 plus 60 plus 2. I can also write it as 500 plus 20 plus 42, or I could write it as 400 plus 150 plus 12. Any of those sentences all equal the same value of 562. One way we know how to add two three-digit numbers with regrouping is by drawing a picture. When we do this, we start by drawing the big number, or the first number, as hundreds, tens, and ones. So here that would look like 3 hundreds, 110, and 9 ones. When I draw my ones, I like to draw them as if they were in a 10 frame so I can easily see if I have more than one 10. Then I'm going to draw 134. That is 100, 3 tens, and 4 ones. I start by adding them together. I always like to look at my ones first. So when I look at my ones, I see right here that I have 9 ones plus 4 tens. Because this looks like a 10 frame, I can see that this one could go right here and I would have 10 ones and 3 ones left over, or 13 ones. Over here, I see I have 110 plus 3 tens, so 10, 20, 30, 40. And here I have 300s plus 100, so 300, 400. When I add these numbers together, I realize that to put them over here in standard form, I need to add 40 and 13 because I only have room for my ones right here. I remember right here that I had 110, so I can actually take this 110 with this one right here and put it over here. And now I have 5 tens and 3 ones. I also know that 40 plus 13 is 53, or 50 plus 3, and my hundreds stayed the same. So I still have 400s, and my answer in standard form is 453. It's important to line up our ones, tens, and hundreds when we're writing our answer. We also know that we can use something called expand and trade to help us add numbers together. When I see the word expand, I think of expanded form. And so that's how we start. Remember, we start by writing each number in expanded form. So 319 becomes 300 plus 10 plus 9. And 134 becomes 100 plus 30, because that's 3 means 3 tens, and 4 ones. Just like I did before, I'm going to start by adding my ones. And you remember when I drew my picture, I like to draw my ones like a 10 frame. Oops, that's too many ones on top. So I had 5 ones on top, and yikes, 4 ones on bottom, which was 9, and then I added 4, which was one more to make 10, and then 3 left over. So this became a whole new 10, which I could put there, and my 3 ones can stay right here in my ones place, and I add a 10 right there. So remember, I had 1 10, I added 3 10s, because that's there, and now I have 30, 40, 50, or 30 plus 10 is 40, plus one more 10 is 50. And then I added my hundreds. So I had 3 hundreds on top, and I added 100, which gave me 400. So you can see with this answer, we did the same thing, only we used numbers to represent our thinking instead of pictures, and we got the same answer of 400. Oops. 453. So we're going to think about that same thing as we move to thinking about the standard algorithm. Sometimes we think about the standard algorithm as stack math because our numbers are stacked on top of each other. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my ones place. I know 9 plus 4 is 13, but right here I only write my ones because we know that this number, this place, and our number represents ones. So in the number 13, I have 3 ones and 1 10. I'm going to write my ones here, and I'm going to move my 10s to my tens place. I only write the number 1 because I have one more 10. I know that this 1 right here doesn't really mean 1, it means 10. This 3 right here doesn't really mean 3, it means 30. So 30 plus 10 is 40, plus one more 10 is 50, and I can represent that by putting a 5 in the tens place. Then I move to my hundreds place. This 3 really means 300. This 1 really means 100. 300 plus 100 is 400. So my answer again is 353. You're going to notice that any strategy we used, we got the same answer. And we talk about this at school all the time, how we can use more than one strategy to get the same answer. So we can always try the standard algorithm and go back and check our work with a different strategy, or we can start with a different strategy and check our work using the standard algorithm. But when we are adding 3-digit numbers, we can use any of these strategies to get the correct answer. If you have any questions or you want to review, you can either rewatch this video or reach out to your teacher.